Direct Connection is made by MPT to serve all of our diverse communities and is made possible by the generous support of our members. Thank you. Live from Maryland Public Television, this is Direct Connection with Jeff Salkin.
Hi, everybody, and thanks for tuning in for Direct Connection. Coming up tonight, Mary Beth Albright has tips for your holiday meal and a look at the food technology that is spicing things up in the kitchen. First tonight, a visit from Santa's IT department. Our friend Jim Berry, spokesman for the Consumer Electronics Association. Jim, always good to see you.
Nice to see you again, Jeff.
An array of glowing screens, as always. But the interesting thing, the growing, the budding trend, I guess, is what's on your wrist.
Yeah, that's one of the big things this year is wearable technology. You know, there's a lot of talk about Google Glass, which has gotten most of the press, which is not really a consumer product yet.
It's not in wide release yet.
$1,500 bucks for one thing. And
right.
Plus, most of the people that have purchased that, it's being used like in some hospitals and things like that for commercial uses or medical uses. And most of the people that are buying it are app developers, trying to find the app that will work with something that's on your head and gives you your hands free. But where wearable tech is being used is mostly in fitness wristbands. And I'm wearing one here. This is the Jawbone Up. And this comes with an app.
And just by having that on your wrist,
right.
you get more fit, you lose weight.
Well,
is that how
some
it
of us might do that, some of us not so much. But the thing about this is it comes with the app, and you put the app on your smartphone, and then the app will, it's an activity and sleep monitor. There's the Up app, and it will tell you how far you've walked in a given day. It gives you, you can put in goals. If you are looking to lose weight, it'll do that. There's, you can put in a program and use it that way. So the Jawbone Up is one. Fitbit, a lot of people have heard of that, the Fitbit Flex. So you have a lot of those, and they start well under $100. Another thing that some people are already into are these smart watches. And these showed up for the first time on our holiday survey this year, the smart watches. This one is from Samsung. It's the Samsung Gear. And the thing about these is they connect up with your smartphone. So in this case, this is the Samsung Galaxy S5, and that connects with this. So anything that you get phone calls on here, you get emails, they'll show up on your wrist.
Walk me through that, because Apple, which tends to lead the market. I mean, the tablets never took off until Apple said, we're going to sell one. Apple has demoed kind of privately their Apple Watch, or whatever they're going to call it, which everybody sort of expects is going to reset the market a little bit. Yeah, well,
I think it will. The jury is out on these, frankly. They're really nice. This is a really nice watch. I've got another one here from LG. This is the LG G Watch. So you get different configurations, square ones. Motorola has a circular one. And again, the LG goes with the LG phone.
You still need the phone.
In this case, yeah. So
we're not full Dick Tracy
So
mode.
There's a couple of things. The jury is out on these, and the jury will not be in until two things happen, I think. One, Apple gets in the game. They've announced it for some time next year. We're not sure when. They haven't actually put a date on it. So some people will wait for that. The second thing is when one is available, and there's been some that have been shown and some prototypes that doesn't require tethering to a smartphone. So then you'll have just that wrist-based device that you can do everything with. Then you got the real Dick Tracy.
Let me remind our viewers, if you have a question about any of this technology that you see in the store that you might want to purchase for this holiday season, you can give us a call. We'll have the number up on the screen. You could also tweet a question. Our Twitter address is @MPT News. Jim, you guys do a survey every year. What does it say in terms of how much spending you expect and what everybody is shopping for?
Well, we're going to spend more than ever before this year. We're going to spend almost $34 billion just at the holidays on electronics. 3 out of 4 people said they want to get electronics. More than 2/3 said they're giving electronic products. So electronics are on just about everybody's holiday gift list and wish list. The whole Black Friday, you know, there was some stories about Black Friday itself was lower. Electronics were actually higher this year. And Black Friday has kind of morphed into Black November. And that's one reason why Black Friday itself wasn't the singular big deal, because in many places it's spread out over the whole month, and also on Thanksgiving Day. A lot of people buying on Thanksgiving Day. Cyber Monday has become Cyber November, because another thing our survey showed this year is more than half of us now are buying online. So we're going to spend more money online than we will, more money than ever before online this year.
Let me ask you it's sort of a simple question, but there's not going to be an easy answer. If somebody needs a new computer, what do you get? The PC market seems to be just in the office.
Okay. This is when my friends ask me these, they say, Jim, now you're asking me the questions, because really you have to go back to what is it that you want to do? Because a computer could be anything from a desktop computer, and prices are way down on those, to a laptop computer, to a tablet, to a smartphone. Again, depending on what you are looking to do and where you're going to do it, whether you're going to be tethered to one particular space or whether you want to move around. More of us are buying portable computers, whether it's a laptop / notebook or a tablet, than desktops now, just because the way we use these. Anywhere around the house, outside on a nice day, on the porch, or in the bedroom and downstairs, in, out, den, anywhere you want.
Let's focus on the practicality of that. So you have an iPad with a keyboard, and then you have a Windows device, which is both a tablet and has a keyboard.
And it's a keyboard.
And
well, this is really
guts.
a little of both. Again, on our survey this year, for the second year, tablets were the top of the wish list. Second were laptops. I get asked that a lot. You know, Microsoft has the Surface. I think most of your viewers have seen the ads. It really is a hybrid. This one from Lenovo is the Yoga. The neat thing about the Yoga is that it is a Windows touchscreen tablet, but it is also a laptop. It has this very cool hinged curve right there. So then you can go ahead and do that, and you can do the full keyboard as well as the touchscreen
this
tablet.
One weighs almost nothing.
Yeah, it's very thin, very light. Again, this one, the other thing, the differentiator for a lot of folks between a tablet and a laptop are the inputs and the outputs. It's the keyboard, it's the power, it's the memory, and the inputs and the outputs that some of the tablets don't have. Again, when you get to things like the Surface, and again, a lot of folks forget that 90+% of us are still Windows folks on our desktops or our laptops, as compared to Mac folks. So for a lot of folks, they really like that Windows, keeping that seamless, just the way a lot of other folks like to keep that Apple Mac and iOS all the way through. Well, it can be for some folks. Absolutely.
Let's talk to Greg in Montgomery County. Greg, thank you for calling. Go ahead.
Hi, yeah, I have a cell phone, but I haven't gotten a smartphone yet, and I'm just wondering about jumping to a smartphone. Which one might be the less daunting, the easiest to handle for, say, an older person like myself?
Greg, glad you called. Thank you very much. That's a great question.
Excellent question, Greg. And you know, you're not alone. More than half of the sales now of phones, of wireless phones, are smartphones. And you know, virtually all of them are very easy to use now. Apple, one of Apple's, their two real long suits have been the elegance of their products and the ease of use. So you're not going to go wrong with any of the iPhones. The good news there is even iPhones, the prices are down now, and they are starting. You get the 5 as compared to the 6, you get a terrific deal. But then any of the Android operating system ones, and there's lots of different ones to choose from, those also are very simple to use. And I would say try one of your friends or acquaintances or family members who might have one, and give that a try and see if you can try one out. And you're going to find that they actually are very, very easy to use. And once you use one, I don't think you're going to want to go back.
We should have kept Greg on the line for a minute to ask him the questions that you would ask a laptop user. What are you going to use it for? Are you going to be posting to Facebook all the time? Probably not.
Right.
But maybe checking the weather, checking the traffic, that sort of thing.
And you can do all of those kinds of things. That's, you know, the apps. That's one of the things I was mentioning earlier. The smartphone, which has been around, the BlackBerry was really the first smartphone, but 7 years ago, 2007, the iPhone was introduced, and then the whole world of apps with that. That is really the biggest game changer. Another interesting thing in our survey this year is that smartphones are number 4 on the wish list. But not only that, they're not only something people want, they're something people are using in the buying process. More and more of us, like more than 2/3 of the people said they are using a smartphone, everything from research to buying online to actually comparing prices in the stores.
I've done it. I've stood there
Sure.
in the store looking up reviews.
Yeah.
You know, here's some vacuum cleaners. Well, let's type this one in.
Exactly.
And
So
see.
it's a big challenge for those sales guys and gals in the stores. It's a whole new world. But there's something, again, last year I think we talked a little bit about 20 years ago, the first survey, you know, CD-ROM drives and color TVs and things like that. When you think about how now smartphones are something we not only want, something we're using in the buying process. So it's a real game changer.
It used to be when you showed up here with your bag of goodies, it was a bigger bag and it weighed a lot more.
Yeah.
It's gotten better for you.
It's much better for me, yeah.
Worcester County, let's talk to Dale. Dale, thanks for the call. Go ahead.
I had a question about rotating versus solid-state drives. I'm wondering.
Dale,
say
repeat
again,
that. You
Dale?
broke up a second. Question about?
Rotating hard drives versus solid-state drives, particularly,
Oh, okay.
particularly about reliability.
I don't
Thanks very
understand-
much. So the old spinning disk
Right.
of the ordinary hard
Yeah.
drive versus the ones that are solid state. Like if you buy one of these Chromebooks,
Right.
there's no moving parts in there.
Right,
It's,
right.
It's
Well,
just
they're
a
really
chip.
the Chromebook really doesn't have a lot of memory in it. You
That's why
really
they can
have
do
to
it.
be. They
Right.
have to be connected. But hard drives, a lot of them are the solid state. Much less moving parts, fewer moving parts, I should say. So they should last quite a bit longer.
Remember that first iPod actually had a spinning hard disk.
Oh yeah. So we're moving away from that, and you know, again, the fewer the moving parts, the fewer things to go wrong.
I just have half a minute. Let's talk about televisions for a
Yeah.
second. That's another
Right.
big item.
Yeah.
There's all this scary stuff now, ultra high definition TV.
Yeah.
You can get a curved television.
Yeah. Don't be afraid.
I don't know
of
why anybody
ultra-high
wants
def-
any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But
Well, 4K UHD is the way you'll see it advertised. That's ultra high definition, 4 or more times the picture quality as what we get now. This terrific high definition. And the good news about that, a couple of good pieces of news. Prices are already coming down. Second thing is they're in the stores now. You can go in and make that comparison yourself. And the third great thing about it is there's always what am I going to watch on the newest one? Is anybody making programs for it? The ones that are there now, the new ones, they do something called up converting. So you're
Right,
watching
so-
a program, it takes it and it kind of polishes it up. So anything you watch is going to be better on a 4K UHD set.
boy, the demos are nice.
Oh, they're
Man,
great.
They just blow
they're
you
great.
away.
Yeah. And there's more programming coming, especially streaming from Netflix. They're producing new programs in 4K for UHD. So it's the next generation, just starting now. You can check it out, and already the prices are getting lower.
Jim Barry of the Consumer Electronics Association, thank you for coming by.
Thanks,
Happy
Jeff.
holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
Good to see you, sir. Just ahead tonight, food for the holidays and food for the future. With more of your calls, we'll be right back.
Tonight on MPT.
You're out to see the wizard.
The Hollywood musical. It evokes images of Technicolor fantasies, movie star romances, and barn-raising dances, plus some of our most timeless music. Travel across the golden age of movie musicals by looking back at 5 of our most iconic films.
Tonight at 8 on MPT.
Hi, I'm Cheyenne Jackson. I'm hosting Jackie Evancho's magical new program, Jackie Evancho Awakening, live in concert, shot right here in beautiful Longwood Gardens.
Say something, I'm giving up on you.
Please join us here on PBS.
Tonight at 9:30 on MPT.
Get ready for the return of Motown 25 on your public television station.
Everybody say what? Baby, everything is all right. Uptight. Now to say, oh, everybody.
Tuesday night at 10 on MPT.
Joining us now in the studio is Mary Beth Albright, food writer, foodie, food attorney, all things food and entertainment.
That's
Great
right.
to see you.
That's
Thank you
right.
for coming by.
Oh my gosh, I'm thrilled to be here.
You were telling me, speaking of the technology
Yes.
we were just talking about, that there's so much money going into food technology. Where's it going?
Oh, it's so crazy. So this whole year, I've been writing for National Geographic on natgeofood.com all about food technology. And it's the conflagration of three things. It's the huge interest in food that's going on right now, the huge interest in technology, and the huge amount of money that's going into food tech. And it used to be that the money went into food tech like, oh, I want a recipe, so I'm going to go on this website and get 8,000 recipes for black truffles. And by the way, a black truffle costs like $300. If you don't know what to do with it, give it to someone who does. Do not look up a recipe on a website. But it's, now these things are going into 3D food printers. They're going into alternate ways to grow food, places like old shopping malls that people aren't using anymore, growing food I know I'm going to sound like I'm like crazy, but it's happening right now, growing food on the space station. And they're testing it out for when in 2050 they send Mars 1 up, people will be able to grow their own food on Mars, like the ultimate farm-to-table locavore.
Speaking of space travel
Yes.
and food, when you're talking about a 3D printer, I'm envisioning, Star Trek and having your sandwich somehow zapped into the...
Yeah,
what,
or the Jetsons, where they push the wall and it comes out, right.
Precisely. So how does a 3D printer work in the context of food?
Well, there are a few different ones that are hitting the market. One of them, you put in sugar and it prints really beautiful, intricate designs for cakes and pastries. Another one, which is more
Or it
home...
can just print some more sugar.
Yeah, I know. That's right.
I'll take one.
Right, a chocolate printer. Just put chocolate in and it just comes into my mouth.
I think that could be the gift of the year.
Yeah,
next
right.
year.
The chocolate fountain printer. But the other ones that are more home cook oriented. One of them is called the Foodini, and you put regular ingredients into it that you have at home. So, for example, if you wanted to do vegetarian chicken nuggets for your children, you get chickpeas and spices and whatever else you want to put them. You put them into it, and it will print out, vegetarian chicken nuggets in the shape of dinosaurs or in the shape of, starfish or whatever your kids like. It will also, if you put flour and water into it, it will print out a pizza. With the sauce and the cheese on it too. So it's the sky is the limit.
Stuff.
It is, and so it's the same thing as regular 3D printers. I can't believe I just used the term regular 3D printers. Right? We've come to a new stage in the world.
They take time though to drop by drop formulate something.
They certainly do, but if you envision a world right now that people put stuff in crock pots in the morning and come home at night and are able to serve dinner, if you put stuff in the morning and then it prints something out and you can come home at night and stick your homemade pizza, homemade, what is the definition of that anymore, right? But if you stick it in the oven and then you have dinner or your vegetarian or your regular chicken nuggets, you can put regular ground chicken into it.
That reminds me of something I saw at the neighborhood Target store that sells food.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about holiday entertaining. So they have
Absolutely.
a turkey, frozen turkey in a bag that you put directly in the oven, including the bag. And you cook the thing. You don't thaw it.
Yeah.
It's like microwave popcorn for turkeys.
Well, it's really interesting what
I'm thinking it's going to have to be in there for like a day and a half.
They've got to use that for their advertising. It's like microwave popcorn for turkeys. No, this is what's interesting. What's happening with grocery stores now too, because and this goes into food technology. There's so much money. Almost $1 billion in the past year that has been put into food technology development by people like Bill Gates, people like Peter Thiel, who is one of the co-developers of PayPal, that go into things like grocery delivery systems. Here in DC and Baltimore, Uber is now delivering groceries. We're talking about the metro system putting lockers into different metro stations in Maryland so that Peapod can Giant can deliver groceries to the metro station so you can just get home on the metro, pick up your groceries, and go home. So what grocery stores need to do is create things like the turkey in the bag, right? Because they need to get you in the door instead of have you just be like, oh yeah, you know what? I know they're going to have milk. I know they're going to have broccoli, whatever. So I'm going to order it on a computer. They need to reinvent themselves to get foot traffic.
What are you doing at your home, new and different for the holidays this year? Because we've talked before about the idea that the holidays, it's comfort food. You want it to be the way it always was. On the other hand, if this turkey in a bag thing, makes it a little bit easier, you're looking for a way to maybe spend less time in the kitchen, but have something with a little bit of zip to it.
Well, look, first of all, for the December holidays, whether that's Christmas or Hanukkah or the solstice or whatever it is that people are celebrating, the December holidays need to be different from Thanksgiving. That's the rule in my house. And I do like to have, because you just had the turkey and everything else, and just repeating that is different. It needs to be different. Nothing really beats a big hunk of meat in the oven, right? If you have people who are meat eaters, being able to present something as, the mythical roast beast that comes
so we're
out.
doing a roast or a tenderloin or something as opposed to the turkey.
Absolutely. I would do a goose or a pork shoulder, or I even do on Christmas Eve, I do a whole roast fish. And here in Maryland, rockfish is amazing. It's coming out of the bay right now, and it's incredible. And all you need to do to that, you need to do nothing to that. Olive oil, salt, pepper on the outside, in the oven. I always put some herbs and some lemon in the cavity, take it out, and you just fillet it and serve it to people. You don't even need to do a sauce with that. Lemons on the side, you're done.
Some types of fish are bonier than others and maybe better suited to serving. Rockfish works well?
Rockfish is amazing, and it's one whole fish, right? We'll serve probably, depending on the size of the rockfish, maybe 6 people, 8 people, and depending on the size of the fish and depending on the size of the people, of course. That's what I always say.
Are some people, would some people rather see the fillet than the whole fish?
Yes, obviously. There are some people who don't like a fish staring at them. I mean, I'm the kind of mother who has her kid come into the room and has the fish open its mouth and talk to my child when it comes out of the oven.
There's no surprises.
It's what happens when you have a food writer for a mother, right? But yes, if you fillet the rockfish, something lovely to do with that. Sometimes I wrap it. If you have people who do eat meat, I would wrap it in prosciutto, and then you can fry it, which is fantastic. And then you can serve it on like a nice cauliflower puree, which is a great alternative to mashed potatoes. So it looks like mashed potatoes. It has the mouthfeel of mashed potatoes, but it's a cauliflower puree. All you need to do is steam or roast the cauliflower and then puree it, and you're done. And it's delicious.
It was delicious. Let's skip ahead to dessert now that we've taken care of the main course. What are we doing? Is it an apple pie or a pumpkin pie again?
Well, I know I'm going to get flack for this, but I do believe that the world does not need another cookie around Christmas. If you love baking cookies, maybe do it in March. I think, cookies are wonderful, but and I know everybody makes great cookies. So I do like pies. I think pies are beautiful.
You're not getting any cookies this year.
I know. I know. It's terrible. And like last year, I remember when I was on the show last year, I made a comment about if you have guests who are uncomfortable, socially uncomfortable, which it's fine to be socially uncomfortable, give them herbs to pick, right? Give them buy a whole bunch of parsley right before your meal, and if they come in and they say, oh, is there anything I can do? Yes, pick the leaves off of the parsley, and then they just sit there and they love it, and they sit there and they feel really like they're doing something very important, and you can put parsley on anything. So they're gonna feel like, oh my gosh, I made the whole meal with you, But last year people came over to my house and I said, yes, please do the parsley, and they were like, I know what you're doing to me. But so these are my secrets now. Now I'm really letting it all out. Yeah.
I just have half a minute. Let's other dessert ideas.
The trifle. That's what I'm going to be doing this year. So go out, buy a trifle bowl. It's like $15. It's a clear glass bowl. It's high up and it's set on a pedestal. And I like desserts that you can put on a sideboard and people can look at it the whole meal and think, oh my God, I can't wait for that. And it's layered. So whipped cream. You can do berries and pound cake or whatever whatever you want. There are 1,000 different ways to make a trifle. It's just layered, and you can see it, and it's gorgeous.
I like the idea of having everybody see the dessert ahead of time, because
Yes.
then you're maybe inclined to not have the second helping of that lovely rockfish and save a little room.
You can have the second helping of rockfish and the dessert. I just think it's fun to see the dessert while you're eating dinner.
Very good.
It's
Mary
a tease.
Beth Albright, you can read about her on National Geographic and on her website and Twitter and all that. Thank you for coming by.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you for watching Direct Connection. Have a good night.
This program was made by MPT to serve all of our diverse communities.